Welcome, race fans, to ETV's live flag coverage of the RSN TrueGravity Truck Series, where we're working race 2 of 12 in our inaugural season here in the RSN TrueGravity Truck Series. We're at Joliet, Illinois, Chicagoland Speedway this evening, and last week was at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Had a fantastic race where the businessman Sean Bickle and the TrueGravity sponsored truck was able to steal the win on the high side, outside 3 and 4 in the last lap by just mere inches. Outstanding finish, and in fact, I think my partner, the Big Mouth, David Bass, it rode with the businessman Sean Bickle. TV, you got him?
I do believe Sean Bickle. What an absolutely outstanding finish to your race last weekend, bud.
Yeah, thanks, DB. Good to see you here, and good to be in here at Chicagoland Racing. Looking forward to a great race, and we had a good one last week. Hopefully we have a good one this week. Got a few more drivers in here, and pretty good field, so it should be exciting.
Yeah, I mean, tell us what how it felt to beat Steve Salmon's, coming to the checkered flag, making that pass on the outside.
Oh well, I'll tell you, it felt good. I honestly, when we got to the line, I didn't think I'd beat them, but evidently I did, man, and quite a screenshot there. I don't know, it's like I said last week, just, he wasn't going to give up the bottom, so I had to try to make something happen on the high side, and, just kept it wound up, and, the end of the race, heck, you got all those laps under your belt, so you feel pretty confident about that. So we'll see. Maybe tonight I'm just going to kind of ride around wherever I start, I guess, and just try to take it easy, stay out of trouble, and with these guys mixed up up front, maybe I'll be there at the end.
We were talking about that. You came in and during one of our test sessions here, won the race here at Chicago in the preseason. You think you got the same opportunity tonight, or how you feeling?
Yeah, I definitely got the same opportunity. We're all running a fixed setup here in this TrueGravity iRacing Truck Series, so kind of a even playing field, in that respect. So, but I don't know, there's some guys in here that put down some fast laps. Some guys I know that are really tough competitors, and got a few guys back that weren't there last week. Sean Brown and Tony Bowling. They're going to be strong as always, and Ernie D'Alfonso. So, got a real tough field, and got a good feeling. I always feel like I can win, David. Hopefully we can get it done tonight.
All right, buddy. Well, I know you guys got just minutes left here before you go to qualifying, and you're going to do what you can to get that thing out front. So get you back up there. But congratulations on your win tonight, and good luck. Or congratulations on your win last week, I should say, and good luck tonight.
All right, thanks, Dave. Y'all have a good one up there.
Right on. Well, that was the businessman Sean Bickle, as mentioned before, and he was the man last week, and he was the man 2 weeks ago in this test race, as DB had mentioned. DB's heading his way back up to the booth here after doing that interview on the shoot over the Bad Boy Tom Wesley for the season standings. How they line up after that first race. Bad Boy, what you got for us?
I sure will, JD, or not JD, boy, wrong night, wrong channel there, Jesse, sorry. Jesse, the TrueGravity Truck Series, we're only 1 weekend, so the points are going to be pretty tight here. Sean Bickles with that spectacular photo finish last week over Steve Salmon, going to lead the points with 44. Steve Salmon going to be 43 points, one back. A.J. Browning, which was very tough last week, too, ended up getting in a big confrontation, a wreck there on the last lap last week in third place, 42 points. Steve Rosner in fourth had a strong truck last week. I mean, everybody in this field was just very strong. Fourth place is going to be Steve Rosner. Fifth is going to be Ernie D'Alfonso. Sixth, Scott Collins. Seventh, Jody Johnson, which I don't think I've seen him hit the track yet, guys. Eighth, Jason Krause. Ninth place is Mark Bowling. And 10, Michael Kaczynski. That's our top 10 in points, guys.
Thanks, Bad Boy. And yeah, we got a We got a couple of guys from that top 10 that aren't going to be here tonight. We should mention that this is a 12 race season, 12 race season. I had it right the first time, and but there will only be 10 weeks counting in the point standing. So you have two drops, meaning you run 12 weeks and you drop your 2 weakest scores. You keep your best 10 to make up your point total for the season. So anybody who misses the race tonight, it's unfortunate that they won't be here for their race fans, but they're not out of the championship hunt by any means. Things will really shake out once we get to race 11. Race 11, a lot of guys are going to use that first drop for the season, and things will really shape up there. But, tight points battle for the first week. Obviously, only one race in, it's going to look tight. But as mentioned before, outstanding race. I mean, great finish, but the race overall was just outstanding to watch last week, DB, and you kind of got to expect that same edge of your seat action tonight, don't you think?
I don't think there's any question about it, Jesse. These guys put on a show last week that we probably won't forget. A couple of rather huge wrecks kind of marred it, but that finish made up for it in a lot of ways. These guys are definitely going to be doing what they can. I expect... I'm not sure we're going to see quite as aggressive the racing as we saw at Charlotte. This racetrack's a little bit flatter, a little wider, so it's not probably going to be quite as exciting, perhaps. Who knows? Maybe they'll prove me wrong, but I'm really hoping tonight's going to be as exciting as far as broadcasting goes as last week was.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it will be, and as before when we were in the test season running races here, the big deal was turn 3 and 4. It's real bumpy down there on the low side of turn 3 and 4, and I think that's something that the drivers are going to have to be negotiating. Of course, they're all in fixed setups tonight, as Sean Bickle had mentioned before. All of our races will be fixed setups. It's still the drivers get to go out there and they get to cut a line out of the track that works for them, and we'll see tonight who can negotiate those bumps and who finds the long way around them to make it work, huh?
Oh, no question. It's going to be fun to watch. The guys that really adapt well are going to be good. We got to talk about one of the guys that's come back to racing with Race Sim Nation here in the iRacing series. First race back, Josh Lawton, going to be one of these guys they're going to have to look out for. He's definitely an iRacing veteran. Lots of time on the track here. Going to be one of those guys. Those guys are going to have to go up there and challenge and figure out what it is he's doing, figure out how he's driving these things in order to be able to compete with him and potentially, pass him for the win at times.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see Josh with a Factor Lawton back. I used to call races a long time ago that he was a part of, and we tagged him as the Factor on ETV because every race he was in, boy, he always found a way to factor into it by the end. So no doubt Josh Lawton's going to be a great addition to this RSN Truck Series. He is a DWC driver in the iRacing service, so unfortunately he'll only be racing week on, week off because he'll be doing the DWC on opposite Tuesdays. But, it's great to have him in here. It'd be great for drivers to try and feed off and see what he's doing. And, I'm sure he'll have fun mixing up with the RSN TrueGravity Truck Series. But right now, race fans, what we're going to do is we're going to send it down trackside live. We got a national anthem for you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
All right, well, it was a fantastic rendition of the national anthem, and you know what that means, race fans. That was last call. Qualifying is official. It's over. We're ready to get these boys to the racetrack. They're bringing their trucks out there on the track, and what we're going to do now is we're going to give you a rundown of the field as they sit. Sitting on pole, as mentioned before, the factored in. The number 40, Joshua Lott, sitting on pole with a blazing lap time of 32.510. Outside pole, number 29, Todd Jewell.
All right, start third is going to be the 51 of A.J. Browning. And in fourth place outside of him, the 02 Cody Evanson.
Starting in fifth place, inside line, the number 10, last week's winner. Well, last 2 weeks, really. Point leader, number 10, businessman Sean Bickel. Outside him, downtown Sean Brown, the number 65 truck.
All right, starting seventh, the 99, Steve Speece, one of the guys who was pretty quick last week. Starting outside of him is going to be the number 3 of Larry Trevino in eighth.
And in ninth place, we got number 15 of Brian Pace, and outside him, a real strong run from last week, number 38 of Steve Rosner.
All right, starting in 11th, Mrs. Outlaw herself, Tanya James, in that 16 truck, and outside of her is going to be the number 30 of Mike Kaczynski in 12th.
Starting in 13th place, number 28, Howard Pittman, and starting outside him is going to be the number 20 of Scott D. Collins.
All right, 15th, the 60 of Ed Williams, and outside of him in 16th is going to be the 6th, coming from the back, Steve Sammons.
Starting in 17th place on the inside line is going to be the number 21 of Mark Bowling, and starting outside him is going to be nobody, as the rest of the field is elected not to start. So it looks like we're going to have 17 trucks this week. Mark Bowling and Steve Sammons both elected not to qualify, as DB mentioned. They're going to be coming from the back. So we'll see as things get sorted here and the pace car starts to roll off. Now it's all bets are off. There's no looking back now. This race is about to get started, partner, and I'm pumped up for this thing, man. We got a bunch of new faces in here. We got guys from last week that were running really good, and man, this is going to be quite the hornet's nest, don't you think?
Absolutely going to be a hornet's nest here for a while. Once these guys figure this thing out a little bit, get this thing settled, it'll be a great race. You know, I really expect that we're going to see probably some longer runs than we saw at Charlotte last week. These guys are a little more comfortable each and every week with these trucks, and I think that's going to really play into it here. And you know, who knows, Jesse? Is it possible we could see a fuel run?
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, you know, I think that there's the potential to save maybe as much as, if you're saving from the start of run, you could save as much as maybe get maybe 55 to maybe even 60 laps if you're Brad Keselowski and you're really working that clutch well. But that is possible. This track does have a tendency for that, you know, early cautions and then a blazing long run. So we'll have to keep our eye on that. Another thing is early on in these runs here, the inside line tends to be what moves. But later on, as they build up heat, the top line tends to do pretty well. Maybe not as well as it did last week at Charlotte, but we'll have to keep our eye on it to see how this top line is going to work. As the pace car dips in, we're about to get this second race of the RSN TrueGravity Truck Series official here. If the 40 takes the green flag, and we're underway.
Josh Lawton got a great start right there. Absolutely put and moved there on that 29 of Todd Jewell in the outside line. It looks like he's going to bring the third place who is that? A.J. Browning, I believe, with him. So definitely a great start by these guys. Everybody kind of doing what they can to stabilize this. I see, looks like A.J.'s having a little bit of trouble with his connection right now.
Yeah, I seen that too, partner. They're starting to single out a little bit, but towards the back, they're still getting sorted out as the 38 is racing side by side with the 3. That's Steve Rosner and Larry Trevino. They get that position sorted out. Most of the field has been single filed out for the most part as Steve Sammons picks up a position. Coming from the back is Steve Sammons, has already moved from 16th to 13th in just one lap, race fans.
That does not surprise me in the least, Jesse. Definitely one of those guys that you always got to worry about. He knew he didn't get a qualifying run that he wanted, knew he was going to have to start in the back, and just doing what he can to come from the back and really be able to be there at the end of this thing and potentially be able, you know, to pull off another finish like he had last week.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a go-getter. If they get long run, Steve Sammons is always one you got to worry about. Right now, The 40 of Joshua Lawton, the Factor, he's out front doing his thing at Clean Air. He's got a little bit of a breakaway from the majority of the field, but Mr. Excitement, A.J. Browning, who's having some connection woes right now. For now, he's still connected, and he's hanging right there. He's shadowing the number 40 of Joshua Lawton right now. Back behind him now, things are pretty much sorted out. Got Cody Evans in his first time running in the RSN True Gravity Truck Series in the 02 truck. He's running third place. 29 at Todd Toole right behind him. And rounding out top 5 is going to be the businessman Sean Nicholas. Caution is out on the racetrack. Not sure why caution's out on the racetrack. It looks like maybe the 20. Looks like maybe the 20 is Scott D. Collins. He's real crapped out. Something must have happened to him. We may have to go to the ETV replay here. The bad boy John West. I'm seeing heavy damage on the rear of the 20. Not sure if they came from another truck or the wall. We might have to dig that up.
If we can back this up just a little bit here, Jesse, see if we can see what happens. 20's on the outside. He just comes right across the nose. Couldn't quite catch what truck that was, but he came right across the nose of a truck here. He must not have known he was there. Not a very good spotter here, guys.
Oh, yeah, I'm just seeing that now. It looks like the 60. And, man, if we could queue up the 60, at Ed Williams Jr. to see the save he made, that was an amazing save by the number 60, Ed Williams Jr. Unfortunately for Scott D. Collins, he took a real wild ride off the wall and down the track on his door. But, man, that save by Ed Williams was world-class right there. I mean, that was top-level stuff.
Yeah, it sure was. And unfortunately for Scott Collins, this is kind of the second race in a row that he's been involved in an early caution that really hurt his truck. This time it's going to take him probably a little longer even than last week to get this thing back together and potentially be able to get out there, but definitely not a good couple of races for him.
Yeah, no doubt. The number 20 team, they're going to be going to work on that ETV live truck. And, it's never a good thing to get tore up, but if it's going to happen, it is kind of a blessing that happens early. It gives his team time to bang it out and see if they can get it back out there race ready. As now the leaders all pull to pit road. Rather, some of the leaders come to pit road. Looks like our top several, stayed out. Just a few of the guys in the back. Steve Salmon's one of the guys who comes to pit road. Mark Bowling, Michael Kaczynski in the 30, Howard Pittman in the 28. Of course, Ed Williams in the 60 is going to come down and get some new tires, make sure everything's okay. So you got about 4 guys that come down for tires there.
And for those guys up in the back, Jesse, that's probably not a bad thing. I mean, it doesn't cost them anything to come down pit road. We don't have any tire limits or anything like that. So, if you're in the back, you're going to be running hard, going to want to try to use those tires up. It's not a bad idea to come down and get those, get that fresh rubber on there and see what you can do with it. It's only been a couple of laps, but maybe it's enough.
Yeah, sure. And as we mentioned before, partner, you brought up fuel mileage. I mean, who knows? Maybe that's the only caution we have, and I said there was the potential to maybe do 55 if you really saved a lot. So doing 50 was going to be right on the edge if you were pushing it. And if you come in and you get that extra fuel now you should be able to push it hard. You know what I mean? And get to 55 pretty easily. And and then only have to do like a 45, 44 lap run to the finish. So, it's kind of reaching to think that we're going to go green from here. I mean, a lot of things can happen, but it's possible. It could happen. And so, those guys that got that little bit of extra fuel, that might help them out later.
Very true. This is definitely going to be an interesting strategy race, depending on how the cautions fly or don't fly, to see who's able to do what, both with the tires and with the fuel. Everybody, like we said, is on the same setup, so it's going to come down to which driver is able to best manage his equipment.
Yeah, absolutely. And go out there searching for for how to make the truck best work for them. And that's one of the beauties of iRacing. I mention it every week. The way that these tracks are and the way these trucks are, a driver can really go out there with a fixed setup and find something completely different. Even though it's the same setup and they're on the same racetrack and the same vehicle, they could go out there and find something that works better for them as far as a line or geometry around this track and still make, basically the same speed as somebody else who's running a completely different line that works for that driver. And, it's really interesting. It makes for great racing. now I'm still seeing more connection issues with the 51 AJ Brown. I certainly hope that he can keep his thing going and maybe get that worked out, as he's sitting third in points right now after leading the most laps last week. But yeah, we're at a track here where really it's real groovy. I mean, you can go and you can find places to make your truck work all over, and it's going to be real neat to see. Once these guys been going green for a while, that's where they're really getting to do their searching. What's really going to work for them. Because for the first few laps, you kind of got to do the monkey see, monkey do. But once you run 5, 6, 7, 8 laps into green, you're going to start to build up tire pressure, and you're going to have to wander and figure out, where is this truck going to work for me? And that'll be interesting.
Yeah, based on what I've seen, we mentioned it in the pre-race a little bit. The bottom line's going to be the fast way on new tires, but after a half a dozen laps or so, it really looks like that outside line is probably going to have a little bit of advantage, especially coming off these corners. Going to be able to keep the momentum up off that high side down these straights. Actually, not even straightaways here. You're constantly turning at this racetrack, but be able to get that momentum and be able to make the passes on the outside.
Yeah, no doubt, Martin. The Chicagoland Speedway truly is an oval, as they are always slightly turning, even when they're in the so-called straightaways, and the front stretches got a real big kink. So, yeah, these drivers are working hard, and that top line, it can make hay, especially in 3 and 4, as the drivers on bottom go over the bumps. It's back into green flag racing now. 40 still out front, 51 AJ Brown on the outside line, and we're back to side-by-side racing. Let's see how long it takes to get this thing sorted out.
Yeah, absolutely. And got to give AJ a little bit of props there. He got a much better restart that time, was able to keep up with Lawton. But once again, talking about that bottom line, Lawton's able to get it down to the white line, keep his foot to the floor all the way through there, and that's going to help him pull away. And that's going to bring the 0-2 of Cody Evanson with it.
Let's keep an eye on 99 of Steve Spees. Steve Spees has really had his hands full here early on this start, and had to make a fantastic save. He's got the 15 outside of trying to take that position. It does take that position right now. That'll be for the 7th place. And he's managed to get it gathered up, but man, Steve Spees had to make a fantastic catch there on that first lap.
Yeah, and don't look now, back towards the front. Look who's battling AJ for 3rd.
The businessman, Sean Bickel, his business time early here as he's looking for that 3rd position. They come through turn 3 and 4 side by side. Over the bumps goes Sean Bickel, and so far so good. AJ Browning not laying down, though. He knows. AJ Browning knows if he gives up this position to the 10, he's going to lose about 4 or 5 more with guys getting training by here as they really lined up behind him.
Yeah, and the risk, the risk reward right now is kind of interesting because we're
got one in the grass. Sorry, we got one in grass here. I'm trying to figure out who it was. It's like Brian Pace, the 15. He's stopped on the track. It looks like he's going to maybe get a tow there. Or stay green. It was a single car incident. Look like he got loot. I might have to dig it up. Stay green, race fans. We stay green. So that's a good deal. Tough deal for Brian Pace, though. Another one who's had a little bit of trouble in the last couple of races, unfortunately.
Yeah, like we were talking about, the businessman did make that pass on A.J. Browning, but A.J. was able to find a hole right behind Sean, so he didn't lose any more positions. But I was talking about, as we're starting to build up a little bit of tire heat, a little bit of pressure in these things, that bottom line can be a little bit treacherous trying to make a pass underneath somebody through these corners.
Oh, yeah, it really can. It really, really can. Really wants to bind up on you because when you're on the bottom, you kind of need the truck to float and travel up. These long, especially turn 2. It really opens up. It's really widens out there as you come to the backstretch, and you kind of need to let the truck travel a bit. And when you got somebody outside of you pinning you down, it's real tough. It's real tough to do that. So, and then as you mentioned, turn 3 and 4, when you're on the bottom, you got a guy outside you. You're on those bumps, and you have to keep the wheel pinched and not let it float when it goes over those bumps because you got someone outside of you. So, yeah, real tough on the bottom. It's definitely the preferred line to race in for most everybody is the bottom, but to pass in, the top line might be the best passing line. Cody Evanson is breathing down the neck of our race leader, Josh Lawton. Real good stuff right here, and they're beginning to catch up to, not sure who it is just yet. There's Scott Collins back on the track. He's 4 laps down. They've got that truck. It's fixed to get it for the time being. And leaders will be coming up on him real quick. Really quick, as a matter of fact, as they come out of turn 2 now down the back. He's going to pull down so I can let these guys go. Good class act move by the number 20 of Scott D. Collins as he takes her to the flat to let these lead lap trucks get by here.
Yeah, he knows he's not got anything left of that truck. He's just trying to make laps, trying to finish this race. I mean, and if he finishes this race, he could pick up a few positions if a couple more people fall off. I mean, he's already going to pick up one here in just another lap or two by passing Brian Pace. So, you know, it's the guys like that, you know, will persevere through just about anything that really stand a chance. Our 2 leaders are absolutely just duking it out here a little bit. That Cody Evanson machine's really, really impressing me, being able to keep up with Josh Lawton like he is.
Yeah, and I mean, the top 4 guys right now are within, 0.7 of a second. Real tight, really. I mean, Todd Jewell is just 1 second back as well. I mean, so you got top 5 right now within 1 second of each other. That's pretty good. They got about that much of a gap back to 6th place Sean Brown right now.
Yeah, I'm still seeing, we've talked about it already, but that 51, A.J. Brown, definitely appears to be having some electrical issues with his connection, and, I think that may be kind of holding Todd Jewell back a little bit from really getting up on his bumper and trying to race with him, knowing that truck's kind of blinking in and out a little bit.
Yeah, that absolutely can be distracting for sure. It's unfortunate. Don't normally see that from the 51, but when you talk about this internet sim racing, everybody has their night where the connection issues flag them. And unfortunately for the 51, it seems to be his night. Just hope that just gotta hope that it gets sorted out. Maybe he's got a real thick cloud right now over his house. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, hopefully he gets that sorted out. As Brian Pace has officially called it a night. They took that truck in there, he looked at it, and it broke something in the inner workings of that truck that they felt like they weren't going to be able to get that thing back together, get it back on track. So unfortunately for Brian Pace, we'll have to look for him next week.
Yeah, and I'm looking back through this field here, Jesse, and I tell you, this thing is really kind of strung out. Everybody's single file. I'm not seeing much racing really at all. Kind of broken up into groups of 3, 4, 5 trucks maybe, and just riding right now. This is exactly the kind of racing that has the potential to really break out into that long run we've been talking about.
Yeah, it does. It really does, but things are really tight up front here now as Sean Bickle, Cody Evanson is just one to the back, but Sean Bickle looking to the inside going down to turn 3. The 10 of Sean Bickle looks to the inside of the 02 of Cody Evanson. He's trying to take that second position away. Down over the bumps. Cody with a good run off of turn 4. They drag race down the front, and it appears that Sean Bickle is going to capture that second position. So good drive for the businessman here early on.
Yeah, it sure is. And Cody coming into this thing maybe not have had as much time with this setup in these trucks. Maybe pushed it just a little bit harder than he intended to. Build up a little bit extra heat in those tires, and now's kind of paying for that. Is Bickle definitely one of these guys? Has done this now several times. Kind of knows what these trucks are going to do, how they're going to react to these setups, and just kind of was able to bide his time back there. Is now he's starting to pull up on the 40 of Josh Lawton.
Yeah, these top 4 now begin to break away. Todd Jewell is he's just kind of hanging back there a little bit right now. He's sitting at 1 and 3/10 back, the 2nd and 3/10 of a second back right now, and he's got that same gap to the 6th place truck right now, Sean Brown. So he's just kind of hanging in there. These top 4 though, within half a second right now. Really tight stuff. As Sean, the businessman Bickle, pulls right to the back of the 40. He's looking to pick the heat on the factor right here as he looks to the top. Now he comes back in line. He's kind of playing mirror games with the 40 right now.
Yeah, and seeing Sean go to the top, I mean, that would be nothing new. We watched him make that move on Steve Sammons for the win last week on the top, so definitely something he knows how to do.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like Sean the businessman Bickle in this True Gravity truck, he's going to try and make a statement right here early. Is he doesn't appear to me to be just following. He appears to me to be stalking right now.
Yeah, I think he's got more in that truck than he's showing right now. He's just kind of sitting there, just stalking the 40, letting him know, hey, I'm still back here, and I will be somebody to be reckoned with before this thing's over tonight.
Yeah, he says, all right, Factor, I'm looking to factor into this thing, too. Well, you know what I think we got to do is we hit the lap 25 mark this time by. We're going to be a quarter of the way in. Let's give you a quick rundown of the field. As from the pole, leading every lap so far, the number 40 of Josh Lattin, the Factor. He's been a Factor so far. Behind him, just mentioned the number 10, last week's winner, as he starts to peek to the inside of the 40. Nothing doing yet. He's sitting second. That's the number 10 of Sean Bickle.
All right, third right now is going to be that 0-2 Cody Evanson. Definitely somebody that's going to play into this by the time it's done. Fourth right now is going to be that 51 A.J. Browning.
Yeah, he's sitting 1 3/4 seconds back in fifth place. Right now his top 5 is going to be the number 29, Todd, I pay the fool Jewel. He's just kind of running his own deal right now, sitting back in sixth place right now. Number 38 is Steve Rosner.
All right, seventh place, sitting 3.6, 3.8 seconds, something like that back right now from the leaders, that Sean Brown machine, and behind him is the 99 of Steve Spees.
Yeah, sitting back in ninth place is Mark Bowling, who he elected not to qualify, started from the back. He's worked his way up inside the top 10, looking real good in that number 21 truck. And around out your top 10 is going to be Mrs. Outlaw, my better half, the number 16 of Tanya James.
All right, 11th, our 10th place person in the point standings right now, sitting 9.4 seconds back, Mike Kaczynski, under pressure right now from the 12th place driver, that 6 is Steve Sammons.
Yeah, those guys doing battle for that position, and back behind them, the number 60, Ed Williams Jr., after that fantastic save. He's sitting 13th, and truck really looks good. Behind him, back there a little bit further back, is going to be the number 3 of Larry Trevino.
15th, the guy that just keeps running regardless of what happens, the 28 of Howard Pittman, about 14.5 seconds, almost 15 seconds back right now. Just keeps running, the last guy on the lead lap, and then the last racer still running right now in 16th is that 20 of Scott Collins.
Yeah, he's trying to make a best of a bad situation, and you gotta appreciate his perseverance, as you mentioned before. He's hanging in there with a lot of damage to the rear yet. They haven't got that thing. They're going to need a bigger plunger, Captain, to pull that dent out of the rear deck. But he's doing the best he can with the bad situation. You got to respect that.
Yeah, they definitely are. And, it's one of those things, these guys know that, if this thing goes, we get a few more cautions, Scott knows he stands a chance of maybe picking up a couple more spots. And besides, there's just the pride issue of, not having a DNF.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely finishing the race is an important deal here if you want to run for points. Up front, the businessman has pressured the Factor, Josh Mladen, to run a little harder, and these guys are starting to drive away now. In first and second, they're driving away from A.J. Brown and Cody Evanson by a little bit. I mean, they're still back there, but no doubt, these front two, the 40 and the 10, they're starting to shine. They're starting to outshine these guys in the 51 and the 02 right now a little bit.
Yeah, and Sean's going to have to work to make this pass. So Josh Lawton, one of the guys that will absolutely hit his mark the same way, lap after lap after lap, which makes it very difficult to be able to make a pass on him. Because generally speaking, the way most people like to make a pass is you ride behind somebody and wait for him to make a mistake. Josh Lawton, the mistake is extremely rare.
Yeah, I mean, as a driver, when I'm out there, I'm like lightning with my line. It never strikes the same place twice. So I really appreciate and respect these guys that can really, almost be robotic in their driving and just like Mr. Cool, hit their mark over and over and over. And definitely, Josh with the Factor lot, he's one of those guys, no doubt about it. Yeah, so looking back to fifth place, Todd Toole, he's still kind of running his own deal right now. He's 3 seconds back. He's lost some more time. He's running close lap times to what the leaders are doing, though. They're just kind of inching away from him a little bit right now. The 6th place truck of Sean Brown, Steve Rosner, and Steve Speece, that group of 3, 6th, 7th, and 8th, they're actually running pretty good lap times right now, right on pace with the leaders, and they're catching Todd Jewell right now, but they got a little bit of catching up to break into that top 5 just yet.
They sure do, and I got to tell you, the guy following those guys, stalking them, Tony Mark Bowling, is coming, catching these guys by quite a bit. He's almost 0.2 of a second a lap faster. He's running lap times as fast as our leaders right now.
Yeah, he really is. He's Tony Mark Bowling. That's like Ricky Bobby. You got 2 first names. It's a pretty funny deal, but yeah, no, he's cruising right now. And Steve Samus hanging out back there in 11th. I've seen a little bit of right side damage. He's apparently had a discussion with the wall that might have favored the wall. The truck looks okay. I think it's mainly paint that's been damaged. But yeah, Steve Sammons in 11th place appears to have had a little bit of a wall knock.
Yeah, and that's something else that's extremely rare. Steve Sammons does not normally make a mistake like that.
Yeah, well, sometimes it seems like, I swear, you're out there running and it feels like these walls, they jump out and get you. But you know what we're going to do, race fans? We've been on the green a long way. We're going to be getting relatively close to green flag pit stop, so let's go ahead. We're going to give you a quick commercial break, give ourselves a breather, but we'll keep you live on action as we go picture in picture. Welcome back, race fans. It's right on time as we get a challenge for the lead. The businessman, Sean Bickle, looks to the inside, going to turn 3, pushes a little bit. The 40 still hanging tough on the top as they come down through 3 and 4 over the bumps. The 40 for now is going to hold the position. But that was the first legitimate challenge on the 40 this whole race. And that just goes to show you how tough he's been, but it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be a picnic out here in front of this RSN TrueGravity Truck Series race. He's going to have to earn it, and the 10 and the 51 are here to put the heat on it, no doubt about it.
Yeah, no question. What precipitated that was that corner just before the backstretch there, coming through 1 and 2 that last time through there. That truck got real loose on Josh. He had to pedal a little bit, and that gave Sean Bickle that opening. Unfortunately, Bickle drove it in there, and that truck just did not stick real well down on the bottom and lost that momentum he had.
Yeah, it was a good job being able to hang on to that lead rather. Both make the same, both hang on to the truck without losing more ground than that, and then to be able to gather himself back up, knowing that he had some right rear buildup on that tire, some heat built up on that right rear tire. He still hauled it off in there on the outside, and that just goes to show you why he's a factor, man. He's a great racer, and when the going gets tough, he's fearless. But the same could be said. For a lot of these drivers throughout this field. We got a lot of gunslingers in this field, no doubt about it. As these front 3 have really begun to put a gap now on 4th place Cody Evanson. He's in a world of his own right now. He's got no heat behind him. He's got about 3 seconds to the 5th place runner Todd Jewell, but he's now found himself nearly 2 seconds back and losing about 0.2 to 2.5 tenths a lap right now to these front 3. These front 3 are still running 33 O's and low 33 1s at the moment. Really fast lap times.
Yeah, and we mentioned it before we went to break. The fastest truck on the track right now is that 8th place machine, the 21 of Tony Bowling. He's still running lap times as fast, if not faster, most laps than the leaders. So, if he gets a little bit of track position, is once again back up front, we got the 10 looking underneath the 40 of Josh Lawton for the lead.
Yeah, he's back inside. Got another challenge for the lead through the same corner. Again, this time, though, Lawton's able to hold him off, but a little bit closer this time. Just coming over those bumps on the bottom line, it just seems like that just scrubs a little bit of speed off the number 10's exit of the corner, and the 40's able to recapture the position down the front stretch. Sean may start to he may start to think about maybe trying to top line, but we're closing in on pit stops here before too long. So if he doesn't feel like he can drive away from the 40, there's not a real big need to go out there and get that position right now. So we'll see what he does, but he's definitely hanging right there, putting the heat on the 40, no doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we were talking there, Jesse, before we came on the air about what kind of fuel mileage we thought these guys could get. We mentioned if they save, they might get 50, 55 laps, maybe 60. But I'm thinking these guys up front have not been saving. We do have the one caution flag, which gave them a couple extra laps, but we're probably within 10 laps from seeing green flag pit stops.
Oh, absolutely. I think you're right on the money, partner. I think right around lap 52, 54, you're going to see these guys who haven't pit yet. They'll come down. Even the guys who did pit earlier for fuel, they may not want to give up the tire, the tire advantage. Now, the question is going to be, and this is going to sound kind of wild on a fixed setup race, but the question is going to be, is anybody going to try 2 tires? Because in iRacing official service, this is one of the tracks here where you really could get away with 2 tires. I mean, you really could. And the problem is, in the official service, you can make wedge adjustments and air pressure adjustments to those right sides to offset not having the laps. These guys don't have that option. So that's one of the things that kind of makes me think maybe nobody's going to try the 2 tire stop. But it is out there. It is a possibility that somebody will try and take that 2 tire stop.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it here in the iRacing series, but let's face it, one of the most difficult things about racing is making a green flag pit stop, and I'm concerned to know how many of these guys have actually practiced doing that in this iRacing service.
Well, that's a good point. That's a very good point, partner. As we got a battle back here. Looks like between the 65, well, I shouldn't say a battle, but things are tightening up here between the 29 Tajul has been caught by the 65 of Sean Brown as he begins to look high going into 3. The 38 Steve Rosner right behind him, and the 21 of Mark Bowling coming from the back. He's all the way up to 7th place, and these guys are battling out. The 38 now takes a position in the 65. That's Steve Rosner over Sean Brown. Here comes the 21. Looking in on the 65, and he decides to bide his time over now. But you got some real racy trucks right here in this group of 4, no doubt about it.
Yeah, we were talking about Tony Bolin being the fastest truck on the track. At one point, he was well over 8 seconds back from the leaders. He is now looking at just about 6 seconds back from the leaders now.
He's cruising. I'm trying to figure out what happened with the 30 of Michael Kaczynski. It looks like the 30, a couple laps back, had a real big wall knock out of 4. It took a ride through the grass, was able to gather it up, but heavy damage to that number 30. As we begin to see drivers come down pit road, it looks like the 21 of Mark Bowling, he's down there, he's getting right sides. Jack goes under no, right sides only for the 21. Right sides only for the 21. Good call. I like that call. It's a gamble, but you know what? I think it could pay off. So we're going to have to keep our eye on the 21 who did elect to take 2 tires on this stop. Yeah, I think that might be the right call here.
And he may be the first of these guys, then it's going to be the domino effect. Now that he's pitted, I don't think you're going to see these guys wait much longer at all because the tires are something that they're going to have to deal with, and they're going to be giving up some time on these fresh tires.
Yeah, they will be a little bit. These guys up front right now, the last time by, Josh Watt hit a 0.26. This time by, he hit a 1.07. Those are still very fast lap times, and that's part of the reason I said you can get away with 2 tires, because with the new tire model in iRacing service, there is wear. You can blow a tire, but there's not a lot of fall off. The tires actually handle pretty good late in the run. There's less margin for error, but you can still hit your marks and run well if you hit your marks. So that's why 2 tires, can work out. And these other guys, they don't know that. They don't know that. That Mark Bowling did that. Now there's some of these other guys who begin to pit. Looks like the 02 has also come down pit road. Right now, the Tanya James' truck, number 16, she heads to pit road. So the feeding trough is full, and these drivers are going to start to they're going to start to all file down the pit road now.
Yeah, here comes our leader. Looks like Josh Lawton's going to be making his pit stop, and we have hit halfway. So these guys should be able to make this race from this point.
Yeah, they should be for sure. As our leader comes down, the 40 hands the lead over to the businessman Sean Bickle, and you got to think those guys are going to be coming down too soon. Hang on, technical difficulties. One moment. Go ahead, DB.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm seeing the 10 kind of pulled down on the backstretch. It looks like he's going to be trying to make his way to pit road as well. He's going to hand the lead back to the 51 at A.J. Browning. Man, Bickle's coming in a little bit hot, but I think he's going to make it. Man, that was close making that commitment line, but great job by him. Josh Lawton has completed his service, and it looks like he probably took 4 tires.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys are going to take 4 here, without a doubt, and especially, if you're one of these front guys up here as the 40 merges back onto the track, the 30, I believe, right around him there, 38 rather. If you're one of these front guys like A.J. Browning or Josh Lawton, as A.J. Browning comes to pit road real fast, he just gets it down in time. Great pit entry by the 51 of A.J. Browning. Oh my goodness, that was the best pit entry I've seen out of anybody out there. We'll see if he takes 2 or 4 here. Hopefully this connection holds up long enough for us to see how many times they jack him up.
Yeah, great entry for him. Definitely looks like somebody that is become accustomed to... Ooh, wow, that was close between the 99 and the 51 right there, but doesn't look like any damage done. But the guys that are used to this know what these brakes do, are able to get on pit road a little bit harder than some of these other guys. Because it looks like 65 with Sean Brown behind him there had to back up, overshot his pit stop, so that's going to cost him some time. Yeah,
AJ definitely lost some time. He didn't hit the 99, but there was a little miscommunication there between him and the 99 spotters, and they almost come together. That's going to cost AJ a little bit of time for sure, as well as the 99. Steve Sammons is our new leader in the 6, as things still haven't sorted out just yet. AJ Browning in the 51 did take 4, as have almost all the guys who stopped it. Now look, as AJ Browning comes back to the track with that huge gap he had over the 21 before the pit stops, look who's behind him now. The 21 of Mark Bowling on 2 tires finds himself now right on the rear deck of one of our front runners for the whole race. I'm going to send it over to Bad Boy John Wesley, who's got some info for us. Bad Boy, what you got?
Yeah, guys, another driver took 2 tires at Josh Lawton in the 40 car. He had a 8.8 second. Browning took 4 tires, guys. So this might come into play. He still got 50 laps to go in this run here.
Yeah, the 40, I missed that. The 40 took 2 tires. That was and he was out there leading all the laps. So, he runs a 32.993. That just goes to show you, even with 2 tires, how fast you can rip laps around here. Steve Sammons, Ed Williams Jr., Larry Trevino, Howard Pittman. Those are the 4 who have yet to pit. They've had a chance to see what some of these other guys have done now. I don't know how much information they got, but we got one in trouble in the front stretch. Number 16, Tanya James, runs over a picnic site, going through the grass here. She's able to keep it right and go in the right direction. A fantastic save by number 16, Tanya James. She's getting mad because I'm talking about it right now, but that was a great save. And so we're still waiting on the 6 of Steve Sammons, who's leading this race, to come on down to pit road.
I'm queuing this up, Jesse. It looks like she just got loose off turn 4 here. Does a nice job getting on that very slick grass here. It's been raining for several days here. And did a nice job getting that back out on the transition, get it back on the apron and staying out of trouble.
Yeah, right through the mud block. Right through the mud block, right, Boston? We should... The leader's in, 6 is in, Steve Sammons is in, and we should mention right now that, you know what, I won't even mention who the lucky dog is because that's going to change now that the leaders come down. That hands the lead over to the 60 of Ed Williams. We'll keep an eye on the 6 real quick here to see if he takes 2 or 4. He's into his stall. Good entrance to the stall. Jack goes under. Right side goes up. He's taking right side, no doubt about that. They're packing that thing full of fuel. Now we'll see. Does he take lefts? Jack goes up. He's taking 4 tires. The 6 of Steve Sammons is taking 4 tires.
Yeah, I gotta wonder about this the strategy call. You know, we talked about it. You know, when they pitted with you know, on that one caution that we've had so far, how that might affect things. You know, he's only going to have about 42 laps that he's going to have to go on these tires. Everybody else is going to have to go, you know, 50 plus laps. He may be able to run this truck a little bit harder and stand a chance of being able to pull something off here at the end.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. I think he might have been hoping for a caution more than anything, to be honest with you. But he's you know, had that little bit of damage on the right side, and with there not being a lot of fall off on the tires, I don't think it's going to be that big of an advantage. I think really the guys who get in early have the biggest advantage, and you're really seeing that right now with the O2 of Cody Evanson sitting right now in 5th place. He clearly took 2 tires. I hadn't got any reporting that he took 2, but just based on where he's running right now and who he's in front of, he had to have taken 2 tires, as he has a pretty healthy gap right now, nearly 2 seconds over A.J. Browning, or rather, a little more than a second over A.J. Browning and Sean Bickel, but he had more than that. They've been closing in on him a little bit. So, things are sorted back out with you know, Cody Evanson, A.J. Browning, Sean Bickel. Those have been our front runners. Mark Bowling now in the mix. You know, he's sitting right there, actually behind Sean Bickel. So he's going to play into this thing. Todd Duell, he lost a little bit of ground. I don't know. I'm not sure if he had some trouble on a pit stop or what, but he definitely took 4, and his truck looks clean on all 4 corners. So we'll have to keep an eye out on Todd Duell as well.
Yeah, I'm wondering how long is this 60 of Ed Williams and the 28 of Howard Pittman going to stay out? I mean, these 2 guys have been out here for a really long time. We're talking close to, 56, 57 laps out here? Yeah,
because these guys both come in and they pit on that last caution. But yeah, I mean, we're looking at, we're closing in on 60 laps here within the next few laps for these guys. And that's, I mean, they're really stretching it further than I really thought they could. Now, we should mention the lap times of these drivers are, you know, down to 33.6, 33.7, 33.8 range. So certainly they're saving a little bit of fuel, you know, just on that alone. But they're the last 2 right now. With everything cycled out behind them, Josh Lawton will be our leader after these 2 come in. Cody Evanson will be 2nd. A.J. Browning will be 5th. We have a little bit of a tussle between the 21 and the 30. The 21 and the 30, I don't know if they come together or what. I just cut out of the corner of my eye. We'll have to dig it up. Look like it was coming off of turn 4. I'm not sure what happened, but I see the 21 get way out of shape and make a great save down the front stretch.
Yeah, these 4 trucks back here are pretty tight. The 51 of A.J. Browning, the 10 of Sean Bickel, 21 of Tony Bowling, and as you said, I believe that was the 30, who definitely seems to be having some issues right now. That truck does not look like it's handling real well.
No, it really doesn't. He's got some damage on the right side. He hit the wall off the floor earlier, as I mentioned before, and he went for a wild ride through the grass, and yeah, I think he's still trying to recover from that. He's still sitting right now, 7th place, and he's going to gain a couple more positions after this. So I mean, in all reality, he should. Well, I take that back. Howard Pittman has come down and made his stop. He's getting tires right now. Jack's underneath his truck. He's getting right sides. I'm thinking for sure he's going to take 4. Yep, Jack goes in under. He goes up. Left side's going on. 4 tires for Howard Pittman. The 28 is off and away. Back up front, it's still Ed Williams Jr. in that 60 truck. He's got to be praying on caution at this point because, you know, he's at 60 laps now on this fuel run, and I'm thinking the fumes are probably getting him high. He better get to pit road before he zonks out. Oh, we got to rip the 28 at Howard Pitt, and the 28. The caution is out, and there you go, Ed Williams Jr. He's going to come in and pit under caution. Everything had pretty much cycled out. Most everybody's going to be still on the lead lap, so don't worry about that. But what a break for Ed Williams. Now, let's see what happened here with the 28. If we can go to the bad boy and see if we can get a replay of what happened. I just seen the aftermath of the bad boy. What you got for us? Looks like... Oh, go ahead. It looks like the 65 of Sean Brown. As Howard Pittman was coming back on the track after his pit stop, he just pulled right up the track. The 65 had no chance. Poor communication right there. Howard Pittman needed to wait, in my estimation, a little bit longer to merge up, and if he was going to come on the track, he really should have stayed on the bottom line. I know he didn't mean to do that, but it's really unfortunate for the 65 of Sean Brown, who was having a great run. And, man, heavy damage to the right front of the 65 of Sean Brown, and a lot of damage to the right rear of the 28 of Howard Pittman. That's unfortunate. If we get a shot of 28 of Howard Pittman, he is dirt tracking it through the grass. That is an exciting shot. That's fantastic. That's a... he is sideways. Oh my goodness. Very, very wicked stuff. So, Ed Williams Jr. comes down pit road here under caution. That hands the lead back over to the 40 of Joshua Lawton. And now, partner, for the guys who took 2 tires, what do they do now? I mean...
I tell you, I mean, if it were me, I'd be looking at this as a blessing, and I'd go down there and I'd be taking 4 tires. Every one of these guys, I'd be coming down taking 4 tires. We're going to have about 30 laps to go. They know they can make it on tires. They know they can make it on fuel. They can go out there and just race their hearts out.
Well, you know, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%, and you know who doesn't? The factor Joshua Lawton disagrees with both of us is he stays out on the track. Despite the fact that he took 2 tires, he stays out, and every lead lap truck comes down behind him. This is gonna be interesting. I think what we ought to do now is get this thing sorted out. Let's go just take a quick commercial break. Looks like Steve Speece is gonna get the wave around. We'll bring you back. We'll get you lined up and get the order all figured out for you right after these messages.
Hey, this is JD here to tell you about NVG web hosting. NVG has several hosting packages to choose from that include cPanel, website templates. You can even register your domain with them. Web hosting plans start at an affordable $3.95 a month and reseller plans starting at $13.95 a month. And the best part, no setup fees. NVG web hosting provides daily backups, 24/7 tech support. You can even transfer your existing domain through them. So don't be caught in the dark with your web hosting. Sign up and get started today. NVGwebhosting.com.
Welcome back, race fans. Just coming back from caution here, and believe it or not, after talking about it, Josh Lawton in that 40 machines decides to come down and get 4 tires the lap after everybody else. This is going to put him all the way back into looks like 9th place when this thing cycles around. So Lawton definitely is going to have his hands full getting back to the front, as we know that he can do. He's got a fast truck, but coming through traffic is going to be something different for sure.
Even for the great Josh Lawton, DB, I think that might be tough for him coming through this field. I mean, this track is shown all night long. It's tough to pass. There isn't a whole lot of outside line here, so be very interested to see how this is, as A.J. Browning's going to take the point here.
Yeah, that's going to cycle everything around. A.J. Browning's going to be the lead guy. The guy that was leading this thing when it came out, the Ed Williams Jr., definitely made good use of this. He's going to restart second, so definitely a great job by Williams to be able to keep that car out there, keep the truck out there for as long as he was, to be able to take advantage of this caution and really be able to do this. As I've seen him double up, looks like we're going to be getting the green flag here next time around.
Yeah, we've seen a very spectacular race so far. 2 caution race, got 30 laps to go. This is when the heat's going to get turned up, and I bet we might see a few more cautions for this one's over, DB.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is a point where it's business is going to get turned up. Everybody's going to be going. It's time to go. They know it, and it's going to be fun to watch for sure as we're getting ready to go.
Yeah, how about the 60, Ed Williams Jr.? After that fantastic save he made earlier in the race, he stays out. He's got us scratching our head trying to figure out you know, what's the deal here with him staying out? And now look, he's starting outside pole, or he's going to be restarting second rather on this restart. Is AJ Brown, the 51? He's going to lead us. He's going to lead us to the green flag as a pace car as they come into turn 3 and 4. Pace car is going to dip off here momentarily. And give you a quick rundown of top 5. The 51 AJ Browning, the number 60 Ed Williams Jr., 02 Cody Evanson, Mark Bowling, the number 21, and the businessman Sean Pickle ran out to top 5 as the pace car dips in. Stickman gives the 51 the nod. AJ takes off. AJ Browning takes off. He's going to lead this field as 02 gets a great start right behind him. A little bit of gap behind the 02.
Yeah, and tell you, the 60 Ed Williams really laid back on that restart. I think one of the things that some of these guys moving over from ARC are dealing with is that we're not accustomed to running the double file restarts, and that does affect things a little bit. You don't want to make that pass, but you got to be right there. So I think once these guys get a little more time in this thing, get a little more accustomed to it, they'll be in good shape.
Trouble on the track, trouble on the track.
Oh, wow, big wreck. Looks like 40 of Josh Lawton's involved.
Yeah, 60 in trouble. 60 gets loose, comes down a little bit over top of somebody. I didn't catch who. The 40 gets involved, but it looks like the 40's going to get away with minimal damage here. Left front's caved in pretty good, but and on the rear as well. So there you go. Cautions, precautions. Bad boy, you called it, and it happened. We're going to have some tore up race trucks here. We're going to have to go back to the ETV replay to see who and how and why this happened, and who's going to be able to get back to the track.
Todd Jewell in that 29 machine. He's down at the bottom, 38 of Rosner, and we're going to get a little wiggle from the outside truck there, and I can't quite catch who that is. And Josh Lawton's going to make contact with the 38 of Rosner, and it's just going to set everything in motion. Just one truck getting a little loose on the high side, and he's the one that's going to come out of this unscathed.
How about the 6th? The 6 of Steve Salmon squirts through the middle of that thing. He goes for a spin. He's okay, and then he gets clipped by the 65 of Sean Brown in the aftermath, unfortunately. So, yeah, tough break for a lot of our racers here as they'll be coming down to pit road. They got a lot of work needs to be done on a lot of trucks here. It'll be interesting to see how this thing all sorts out. Up front, though, you know, the guys unaffected where our top 5 was completely unaffected. The leader, AJ Browning, Cody Evanson, Mark Bowling, Sean Pickle, Todd Jewell, those are your top 5. They were unaffected by the wreck. Tanya James comes through unscathed. She sits 6th place. Everybody behind Tanya James is on pit road now getting service. Steve Spees, he's going to be the first one to leave, it appears, and his truck looks relatively clean. Splitter's a little bit gnarly, but other than that, it looks okay.
Yeah, and one truck that definitely took, I think, the brunt of all of this is not going to be in a position where he can, he's going to survive it. Is going to be that 30 of Mike Kaczynski. That truck was dead up against the wall, and I believe they had to call the wrecker and bring that thing back to pit road that way.
Yeah, unfortunately for Michael Kaczynski in the 30s, he definitely got tattooed pretty good. The 6 is getting service. He's got heavy damage on the left rear deck of that truck. The 60 back in pit road getting his fixed, and these guys are 65 leaves pit road now. The 3 is got putrid smoke coming out the back. His nose is completely mangled in. He's got the Michael Jackson nose, and not a good deal for the 3 of Larry Trevino. But he's gonna get
no.
hit.
No, and I think he would have been wiser to sit there and let those guys try to fix that truck, because if that motor pops on him while he's trying to get back around here and not lose a lap, he's going to be in really sad shape because they're not going to be able to fix it.
Yeah, I think that one is about 1/4 oil from saying no mas. So we'll see as Larry Trevino ducks back down the pit road. Go ahead and speed, Larry. It's okay. And he's going to go ahead and do pit speed. No, now he picks it up a little bit. As here comes the 6 flying down pit road. He's in a hurry to get fixed up. It's always fun to see these guys come ripping down pit road. You know, you can't do that in real life. They do speed a little bit when they try to beat the pace car in real life. But, we don't got real pit guys out there to run over and whatnot. So these guys, when they got stuff getting fixed, they have no qualms of flying down pit road and getting their box as fast as possible. It's always a fun thing to watch that.
Oh yeah, and you know, these guys know what they got to do to try to stay on the lead lap, try to do what they can. You know, talking about the 3 truck, I don't think he's got any chance of being able to stay on the lead lap and still have a truck going, as the 60 is just now leaving pit road.
Yeah, and he's still pretty gnarly on the left front. He's still a little banged up. Let's see, are the lights out on the pace car this time, partner? I think they might be. Yeah, the lights go out on a pace car. We're going to be going back green as the 3 has, they went ahead and called it a day. The pit boy said, you know what, we did what we can do. We had a tire changer cut off a finger on the shrapnel trying to change the tire, and, you know, I think that's all we can afford for this week. So Larry Trevino, unfortunately, he's going to call it a race along with the 30 of Michael Kaczynski. Unfortunate, but you know, it's just part of racing. And
guys, I still couldn't catch who that was that was on the outside that got loose. It just kind of checked everybody up that caused that all there, but I couldn't quite make it out, Jesse.
It was the 60 of Ed Williams Jr. That got a little bit loose. That stacked up to 38, and it was a domino effect. You know, and then the 40 got into the 38. And it was all history after that. You know, it was just a mad scramble. But the 60, he's gonna go 1 lap down. He was unable to stay on the lead lap. He's 1 lap down. He is in position for the lucky dog should another caution come out, and he's back out on the track. So definitely the 60 is gonna need some a caution here. But we're getting ready to go green, race fans. Pace car comes in turn 3 through 3 and 4. Now coming to 4. Pace car is gonna take that left-hand turn, cut these guys loose, and partner, we're only gonna have 24 laps to go at the stripe.
Yeah, and I'm hoping these guys paid attention to what was going on as we're waiting here. That flagman's got the flag, getting ready to let him go, and here we go. The 51 A.J. Browning did a great job on that restart. The 02 on the outside of him as well, but A.J. Browning's definitely going to have the lead clearly going into turn 1 as the 02 Cody Evanson's going to try to get down behind him right there, and he does. So great restart by the 02. I think that's the first car I've seen really be able to maintain that second position on a restart.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a great start for the 02, and here we go. The 40 is going to look inside the 99. He's not going to waste any time as he looks inside going to turn 3 and 4. He's looking to capture the 7th position. 99 gets a little bit loose, comes down, not a lot of room there, but they work it out coming off of turn 4. Cody Evanson up front, challenge for lead. He's got it right now, but A.J. Browning fighting back on the outside. Here comes the 21. He's trying to figure out where to go. Things are really starting to pick up here as the 02 is going to take that lead. The Cody Evanson the 02 truck of Cody Evanson takes the lead for the first time this race. With inside, you know, we're getting to 20 to go here. It's business time. The 21 into second place. A.J. Brown is falling back to 3rd now.
Yeah, and the 10 of Sean Bickle underneath the 29 of Todd Jewell trying to make his way back towards the front as well, and there's the 40 of Josh Lawton following him through.
Yeah, the 40 had to work very hard to get by the 99 Steve Speed. Steve Speed raced him hard, raced him clean, made him work for it. And, he finally does capture that 6th position. And here he comes up on the back of the 29 and the 10, who are side by side for 5th and 4th position. Not really anywhere to go right now for the 40, but you can see he's got hungry eyes.
Oh, no question about it. So, the 29 got way loose through 3 and 4. Great job saving it. Got a little bit of the wall coming off of turn 4, but was really battling hard with Bickle there. But that gives Bickle and Josh Lawton and Steve Spees and maybe even Steve Rosner an opportunity to get by him.
Yeah, it sure did. Great save by the 29. Great heads up. He got a little bit of the wall, but he appears to be all right. He's going to keep on trucking. He falls back to the 7th position. But he's got a little breathing room now to gather himself and go after him for these last 20. Up front, we've got a challenge for the lead. Here comes Mark Bowling looking for the lead for the first time this race through 3 and 4. Here they go. Cody's got the big run down the front stretch, so he's going to try and hold him off. He's able to for now. He's going to close the door and not allow the 21 inside coming into turn 1 right here. Good stuff by the 02. But Mark Bowling, he's here to play. No doubt about it.
Yeah, and further back here, we're starting to see some of these guys move around a little bit. Josh Lawton just went to the high side through 1 and 2, trying to find a way to get around Sean Bickle, but lost a little bit of time coming off of turn 2 yet. So still right now, that bottom line is the way to be.
Yeah, definitely. And you got to think that the damage is really going to make it tough. The damage is going to make it even tougher to run that top line, in my opinion. I would think. I think if you got a tore up truck, your options are really limited. You know, you're really limited to run the bottom. And some of these trucks up front, though, are still clean. I mean, we got some clean trucks up front here. And in this top 4, it's really tightened up. We have right now 6 trucks inside of 1 second race man. That's a phone booth. No doubt about it.
Yeah, these guys are putting on a great show here. It's going to be interesting to see who's holding back a little bit, who's getting ready to turn the afterburners on and try to get by that 02 of Cody Evanson. But it's looked pretty much that the guy that gets out front is able to stay out there after a couple of laps, and Cody's definitely got that position right now. He could well be on his way to his to a victory here in his first start with the TrueGravity iRacing series.
Yeah, he's showing the way right now. He's the rabbit all these dogs are chasing. As the 51 slips up, that allows the 10 of Sean Bickle to look to the inside for 3rd position. AJ tries to close the door, but he can't close the door all the way as he's got a foot in the door. Here comes the businessman of Sean Bickle. He says, hey, Mr. Excitement, I mean business. Here we go into turn 1 and 2 side by side. Dog fighting it out. 10 gets a little bit of a wiggle. He's going to scrub a little bit of speed. 51's got the momentum down the back, but they're going to go into turn 3 and 4 side by side, partner.
Yeah, and up front, 21 and Tony Bowling's looking underneath the 02 as well. So we got them 2 by 2 coming through 3 and 4. Probably going to be 2 by 2 coming across the start-finish line.
Absolutely. Here comes the challenge. The challenge from Mark Bowling looking for the lead. Who's going to lead this lap? It's going to be Cody Evanson, but 21 is still there. Mark Bowling's looking for this lead. Cody Evanson's going to have to fight him off from the top side now, as A.J. Browning's still fighting for 3rd place back there with the businessman Sean Bickle. Steve Spees, he's in the mix in the 99. Don't count him out back there in 6th place. He's putting heat on this, the most dominant truck in the race, number 40, Josh Lott.
This is starting to just from like last week, isn't it?
Absolutely. This is great racing action for all of our guys out here and girls in the RSN TrueGravity Truck Series. And if you want to be a part of this action, come check us out at www.racesimnation.net. New website at .net. www.racesimnation.net. Come join up with us. We'd love to have you on the track. And if you just want to come check us out on ATV, well, you're sitting in the right spot. This is where all the action's at.
I tell you, we're about to have them 2 by 2 by 2 by 1. 7 trucks in this pack right now. All of them within, what is this, 6/10 of a second?
Yeah, that's a phone booth where you're hoping nobody makes a collect call on somebody else's dime because they're in the domino effect pattern right now. As the 21 begins to edge forward, he leads that lap. The 02 on the outside is really crowding him down and going into the corner. He's fighting back on that outside line. We've got a good battle here. As the 10 of Sean Bickle clearly takes 3rd place for the moment. But wait, here comes the 40 looking to make it 3 wide, coming down to turn 3. Not quite there yet, but he's not giving up. Here we go. He sheds Sean Bickle up the track a little bit. We're 3 wide, 3 and 4. Off the corner they come, and there goes the 40 and the 10. We got him on their lid. Big wreck back here. Oh my gosh. 29 involved, the 16 involved. We have mayhem. Mayhem on the track, race fans. Let's hope everybody's okay. Look for window nets to drop because we just had the big one.
You had to see that coming, Jesse. I mean, those guys were just battling too hard.
It's racing, baby. This is the RSN TrueGravity Truck Series, and sometimes we break our parts, but you know what? We're going to go out there and use them up, and that's exactly what these boys was doing, and, man.
Just watch as Sean Bickle gets shoved 3 wide from the 40, Josh Lott. These guys are going to come down the front stretch, and watch this roll that Josh Lott takes to the 40 car. Bickle rolls too, but Lott takes an extra couple of spins here, and he gets nailed by a truck coming through the hole there. And Josh Lott goes end over end one more time, guys.
Yeah, he is absolutely dirt tracking in it. He got hammered. Oh my goodness. You know what? The good thing these guys got the Hans device because he'd have whooplash if not. That was a serious lick there. And we're gonna have some more. We're gonna have some more guys heading to pit road, no doubt about it. Some of them I don't know that they're going to be able to get back out, as the 40 is just, right now, our race leader, or guy who's led the most laps and looked to be the most dominant from the pole, the number 40, the factor of Josh Lawton is, just absolutely dirt tracking it. I've seen a lot of trucks crabbed out before, but that one right there takes the cake. I have never seen one that crabbed out.
No, I got to give him props. He was keeping some pretty good speed right there, catching up to that field.
Oh my gosh, look at that thing. That's amazing. Yeah, it looks like Ed Williams Jr., as mentioned before, he was in position for the lucky dog, and there he goes. He's going to get that lucky dog, and he's going to get an opportunity to come in and get some repairs and maybe throw his hat in the mix here.
Yeah, and, I got to say, Jesse, we've not talked much about her, but Tanya was looking really good there. It looks like she came down and made a pit stop, but she got through that and was sitting fifth when that all started.
Well, partner, she was, I heard it over my shoulder, of a sickening crunch, as she was the driver who actually sent Josh Lawton for the second roll. She blasted him pretty good. She tried to get down there on a low line and get through there, and unfortunately Lawton, with obviously very little control on his truck, slid right down her line, and looks like she's going to be able to get out.
Oh, they just beat the pace car out.
Yeah, they sure did. That was close. Her and the lieutenant Sean Bickle. So we're not going to see, we're going to see new winner this week. That's official, unfortunately, for the businessman Sean Bickle. He's got that points lead. He's going to try and get everything he can get, but that truck is pretty far out there right now, and we are going to see a new winner, a second winner for the second week for sure. That 10 truck is not in winning condition right now.
No, definitely not. And I think probably Tony Bowling's probably sitting in the best position, but Cody Evanson, A.J. Browning, these two guys have been up front all night long. They could probably give him all he's got, try to get this win.
Yeah, and Sean Brown. I mean, let's give a tip of the hat to Sean Brown, who was just, he was mangled pretty good in the caution previous to this one, and when he was on the track at full speed, the 28 come up in front of him, and he just tattooed him and took heavy damage from the wall after that. Here he is. He's probably not got a truck to go out and compete with these guys up front. They got clean trucks, but here he is in fifth place. I mean, that's great. A great recovery right there. Of course, he got a little help from some cautions and some guys getting tore up, but nevertheless, he's sitting in the top 5 position right now, and Steve Salmon's sitting outside of him in 6th place. Good stuff.
I tell you, I think Steve Sammons, if he's able to finish this race relatively strongly, he's going to have the opportunity to get up here and potentially take the points lead away from the businessman. Comes into this second in points, just 1 point back, so he's definitely going to overtake Sean Bickle. The question is anybody else, behind them going to be in position to pull it off?
Well, A.J. Browning's in 3rd place right now, is really probably in the best position as far as points go, as he's only 2 points behind Sean Bickle and 1 point behind Steve Salmon's coming in, and here he sits in 3rd place, and he's led laps, I think. You know what, I'm not sure if he's led laps today, but yeah, so, A.J. Browning's in good shape right here, no doubt, to try and capture this points lead. And looks like we got the lights on the pace car. We're going to be taking the green flag this time by as the pace car rolls into turn 3, coming to center 3 and 4. And let's see how many guys got back on the track. We still got guys on pit road. The 29 still on pit road. The 10 still on pit road. The 40. Pace car's in though. We're going racing. 21's going to lead us down. Stickman gives him the nod. 21, it's up to you. Takes off. Got a good clean start. The 02 on the outside. 21 on the inside. Side by side behind him. And we're going to have us a little bit of a dogfight here, so get ready. Get on the edge of your seat. This action's just getting started.
Sure is, and that looked like that 02 spun the tires just a little bit on that restart, which definitely gave Tony the opportunity. There's 3 wide down the backstretch.
Yeah, 3 wide, partner, and 6 looks to the inside, the far inside. 65 has to give way a little bit. 99's going to capture the position. That leaves the 6 to battle with the 65 side by side for 5th place.
These guys are getting tight up here. They're getting racy. That 51's crowding the 02. That's not going to work out so well, guys. Keep that up.
Yeah, the 51 able to hold the position for now, but the 02 wants it. 51 trying to take this lead from the 21. The 21 right now looking real strong out front in that clean air, though.
Yeah, he is. We've mentioned the fact the guy that gets out front seems to be able to stay out there for the most part, and we've not really seen Tony in this position too much. We've seen the 51 has led about 10 laps tonight, so we know he can get up there, but who's they got. The problem is I think these two guys behind Tony right now are too worried about each other to really go chase him down.
Yeah, and A.J. Browning, he keeps opening the door up coming off of turn 4. He's way too wide. He's opening that door up for the 0-2, and then he comes flying back down the track. He's playing with fire right there with the 0-2. I know Cody Evanson, and he's a good, clean driver, but come the end of these races, he's excited. And you open that door, he's going to stick his nose in there. So A.J. Browning's going to need to tighten up his exit coming off of turn 4. He's going to be dealing with the 0-2 down the front stretch without a doubt. As the 0-2 starts to look inside, this time A.J. did able to close the door a little bit earlier. But yeah, you're right, partner. These guys are really focusing on each other, and there he slips up. Now the 0-2 looks to be inside of the 51 for second place. AJ up the hill. He's going to try and fight him off on the outside line. He's able to hold him off right now.
Yeah, that was a great job by AJ, realizing he was going to have a hard time with that. Stayed up high, let the gave the outfitting to the 0-2, but was able to get the momentum. As it looks like he's going to be able now to pull away a little bit from the 0-2 and maybe settle down and see if he can't run this 21 machine back down.
Yeah, he's going to have to do it quick as we close it now on 5 to go. And Mark Bowling, he's setting the pace right now. He's showing the way. Looking really good out front of this clean air, and he ain't got a scratch on that truck that I can see. So, oh man, the 29, he's unable to get his fixed. He's done for the night. We got Sean Mickle out there trying to turn laps and pass a few guys. Quite a few of the trucks earlier were unable to get repairs. We'll have to bring up to speed on that in the post-race show, but let's bring it back to the front here, where right now they're single filed out. The question is, can A.J. Browning close in on the 21 of Mark Bowling?
He was almost about a tenth and a half faster than Tony Bowling. Granted, a little bit of that has to do with the draft. But we talked about it early on in the race. We kind of lost it a little bit there as things were going on. But that 21 truck has been one of the fastest trucks on the track all night long. So they really shouldn't be terribly surprised to see him up front.
No, you're right, Mark. He started from the back, and he didn't qualify, started from the back, and so he kind of hid himself away from the rest of these drivers. We could see that he was quick, but the rest of these front runners kind of went to sleep on old Mark Bowling. They didn't realize what he had because he was hiding out in the back, and now he's out front, and, well, now they know. We should mention that we're at this point now at lap 97 of 100. We're inside 3 to go. We're at that mark now, and all these iRacing drivers know, the guys that run regular iRacing, they know that if a caution comes out here, the race is over. There will be no green-white checkers from this point on, so the next flag ends the race regardless.
Yep, across the line, lap 98. Tony's doing everything he's got to do. He just keeps hitting his mark. That 51 of A.J. Browning keeps trying to look in there a little bit. His 21 slips just a little bit off of 4, or off of 2, but not enough to give him any momentum. But 51's trying to get there, but just not sure he's going to have enough time.
Yeah, they're going to have 2 laps to go this time at the stripe as they come through turn 3 and 4. Now coming out of turn 4 is leader Mark Bowling, the number 21, showing the way. A.J. Browning has broken away from third place. It will come down to these 2 as now Steve Spees bolts to the back of Cody Evanson. We may have a battle there. Oh,
ooh.
The 21 gets a little bit of a bobble. A.J. Browning gets in a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there. It was almost like the 21 broke pace there for a second. It stacked up the 51.
The 51 had a huge run off of turns 3 and 4, really closed up on him, and actually just gave that 21 just a little bit of a shot getting in the corner there. Good job by both of those drivers not to wad those trucks up against that turn 1 wall.
Here we go. We got to have battle back here behind them. Looks like Steve Spees looking to the outside for third place. White flag is out. Steve Spees now to the inside, looking for third on Cody Evanson. Cody Evanson going to block that line off. Nothing doing yet. 51 not able to get to the 21 just yet. We need 2 more corners from you, Mark Bowling. 2 more corners, and you're going to have your first race in the RSN TrueGravity Truck Series season. Looking good. Just no mistakes. Hit your marks, buddy. He drives it off into turn 3. Looking good. Over the bumps he goes. Back behind him. Challenge is over. Looks like Cody's going to hold third. A.J. Browning is going to come in second, but your race winner, the number 21 of Mark Tony Bowling, however you want to look at it, the number 21 was the man. He come from the back. Didn't qualify, wins this race in dominant fashion here right in the closing laps. Tip of the hat to Mark Bowling. Second place going to be A.J. Brown at 51. Third place going to be the 02 of Cody Evanson. We're going to get interviews with those guys when we come back right after these messages. We'll give you the rundown of the rest of your finishers, and we'll get interviews with your top 3 right after these messages. Welcome back, race fans, to the post-race show here. It's the DB Tech Services post-race show here at the RSN True Gravity Truck Series. And I unfortunately just had an issue. I lost the server. I don't see the standings in front of me. I do know our top 3 finishers. We do have them ready for interviews. But I'm going to send it over to my partner, David, the Big Mouth Bass. Give us a rundown of the rest of the field. David, you still got it in front of you?
I sure do. Obviously, we're winner 21 of Tony Bowling, second 51 AJ Browning, third place Cody Evanson. We'll talk to those guys in just a minute. Fourth place Steve Spees, fifth place Steve Sammons, perseveres, starts in the back, gets it wrecked a little bit, has a little bit of trouble, finishes fifth. Sixth place is 65 of Sean Brown, seventh the 60 of Ed Williams Jr., eighth is the 38 of Steve Rosner, and then in 13th is the 20 of Scott Collins. Those are the guys that actually were able to finish the race. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, Tanya James, Sean Bickle, Josh Lawton, Todd Jewell. Those guys all had too much damage, weren't able to finish this thing. 14th, Larry Trevino. We saw him with the smoke pouring out of that thing. Mike Kaczynski in 15th, 16th is 28 of Howard Pittman, Brian Pace in 17th, and those are the guys that were competing tonight.
Yeah, it was an outstanding race, absolutely outstanding race, and a lot of fun to watch. What we're going to do now, we're going to kick it over to Bad Boy, who's caught up with a third-place finisher. Bad Boy, what you got for us?
Oh, I have? I guess I have. I'm caught up with Cody Evans. And Cody, great run here tonight. You showed your muscle early in this race, led some laps. Great run out there tonight.
Yeah, thanks, man. I had a good car. Good. Everything was working good. Just wasn't quite as fast as the rest of the field, I guess.
Well, I wouldn't say that, Cody. I'd say you just wasn't as fast as the rest of the field at the end.
Yeah, I was real good with fresh tires, but later in the run I was just struggling, car getting tight on me, and everyone else was shining at that point. Or top two, or AJ and Tony were both shining at that point.
Well, Cody, what did you think of your first race here at RSN? It looked like a pretty good field out there tonight, and the cautions weren't too bad there till the end, till we had the big one.
A lot of great racers, actually. A lot of fun, and really talented bunch of group. I liked it.
All right, Cody. Great run tonight. Finishing third place here tonight. Great feat here with this class of drivers here. Any sponsors, any family members, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we cut you loose here?
Not in particular, man. I just want to thank you guys for putting this on and having me here. Thank you.
There you go, David Bass. I believe you've caught up with that 51 car, AJ Brown. And guess what, guys? He did wreck at the end of this one.
Yeah, I sure have. AJ, great race up front all night long. Really looked strong. You and Tony kind of duked it out there for a while. Any shot that you think you had at him, maybe?
First of all, I want to congratulate Tony on the win. That was a pretty impressive win. Going the front stretch there, I tried to get underneath him, and he come down and blocked it. And I think at that point I needed to get by him a little sooner. I didn't have nothing for him there. I tried it on the high line, and didn't work. Awesome race tonight, RSN, and DTV putting on the broadcast stuff. It was a lot of fun out there. I didn't wreck it, John. So.
Yeah, we watching and talking about some of the wrecks that we've seen here, and you guys were involved in one late in the last race and took yourselves out of it a little bit, but still a great job tonight, and really looking forward to seeing you do things in the future here with us. And I do believe that with everything that's happened tonight, you probably will take over the points lead of this thing as well. So congratulations on that, AJ. Give you an opportunity here, thank any sponsors, give any shout-outs, things of that nature.
Just want to thank Race Sim Nation putting on the race, and DTV putting on the broadcast. I like to watch their broadcasts. They're pretty awesome at what they do, and thanks to all the clean racing out there. That was a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, all right, and there you have it, guys. That's the second place finisher, that 51 of AJ Browning. And Outlaw, I'm throwing it up to you. You've got to be one of the happiest guys here tonight.
Yeah, I'm down here in Victory Lane with Tony Tony Bowling, who starts in the back, comes to the front. How does that feel, buddy? Come out here and get a win from the back, man, in style. Good stuff, man. Talk us through the race, buddy.
I didn't qualify. I started out back. We were just going to take it slow and started working my way back up and got forced into a 3 wide early and got sideways, saved it, kept the caution from coming out, but lost a lot of track position and gained a little bit back towards the middle of the race. Around green flag pit stop times, I gained a little bit more, and then, the caution spell to get me back up with the leaders, and I knew if I could get up there with them, I'd have a shot at them.
Yeah, we noticed. We noticed that you took 2 tires on your green flag stop, and I was anxious to see who was going to take that gamble. I honestly felt like, from my seat of my pants, I thought that was going to be the right call. And when you did get back out there, of course, you got the caution that kind of changed the whole game. But when you got back out there in the 2 tires, obviously you had gained on the clock because of taking 2 versus 4. But how did that feel out there on 2 tires for our race fans, man? Did it feel good on the 2 tires? Did you feel like it was the right move or the wrong move?
No, actually, it felt pretty good. I knew the rest of the guys took 4. And usually, when you take 2 tires, you want to give it a little while just to even the tires back out a little bit. And I let Bickle around me. It gained me, a lot of time on the track. It caught me right back up with, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And I think we was gaining on Lawton at that time. And I was just going to hang back and stay right there with him and, wait towards the end of the race to start making my moves.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly think that was a good call. I mean, if it had stayed green, I think you were going to be in the mix even in the green flag conditions with that move. And it was a real ballsy move, so tip of the hat to you for that. Real good call. And, man, what was the racing like? After you guys did have the caution and everything bunched back up, what was that racing like? Because you guys were really dogfighted there in that last quarter of that race leading up to the big one, rather.
Yeah, on the fresh tires, everybody, is pretty even, and I tend to drive it a little bit different than what everybody else does. Coming from the ARCA game, I tend to back my corners up a lot, where I've noticed a lot of guys will run into the corner a lot farther and use the brakes to, get it down in the corner, and I think later in the run, it helps me out because that right front tire ain't so bad and I'm not pushing so bad. So, I knew it was going to, once I got past Cody, that it was going to be tough for anybody to get back by me, but it just, right there in the beginning, it is so hard to get by somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you got that clean air, there was a couple challenges, and Cody Evanson did a valiant job trying to battle you off there once you did get inside of him. But, yeah, once you had clean air, man, you definitely look like the boss out there. So, once again, I want to congratulate you on the win and the solid run. Very good stuff. I know you've had a bad luck last couple of weeks. It's really nice to see you get it turned around and get in victory lane. Before I cut you loose, man, you want to give any shout-outs or props to anybody or anything like that? Any family or friends?
I definitely got to give props out to, Race 7 Nation. We got a great group of guys here. ATV and, all its broadcasters, Outlaw, Dave Bash, JW. You guys, do awesome work on these broadcasts and, just, all the racers out there. This iRacing is new to a bunch of us, and, I'm having a lot of fun with it, so props out to everybody just, that's involved in this. It takes everybody to make it happen.
10-4. We appreciate the great racing action all you guys put on, and once again, congratulations on your win, and we look forward to seeing you deep down in Thunder Valley next week as we head to the high banks of Bristol Motor Speedway. So I think what we're going to go ahead and do, race fans, we're going to bring this DB Tech Services post-race show to a close, but before we do, we got a couple quick things to mention. As just mentioned before, our next race next week at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, right here on this dial, ETV, will be at Bristol Motor Speedway, so don't miss it. Tune in, check it out. Going to be a lot of racing actions. We got a new points leader. We got Steve Salmons, a defending winner from a test race there about a month back. Got a lot of things going on, and our last race at Bristol was pretty good, so don't miss that. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, we got the RSN Team Series broadcasted by none other than the Cowboy J.D. Webb, Tracy Flip Robinson, and John the Bad Boy Weston. He'll be working the magic on the cameras tomorrow night for those ARCA guys in their RSN Team Series. So go ahead and check that out tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. And I want to thank everybody for joining in and watching us. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. This is the Outlaw Jesse James for David the Big Mouth Bass and the Bad Boy John Wesling. We'll see you next week right here on ETV.
Thank you.